Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is like trekking from summer to winter in just a few days. The mountain has 5 climate zones, ranging from humid rainforest to icy Arctic conditions at the summit. Proper gear is essential for staying warm, dry, and comfortable. Prepare wisely, pack appropriately, and enjoy the journey to Africa's highest peak. Kilimanjaro gear. Mount Kilimanjaro is divided into 5 biological zones, each with its own climate and weather patterns. To remain warm, dry, and comfortable in a variety of weather circumstances, climbers must have the appropriate equipment. At the beginning of your journey, the rainforest is usually warm and humid. Then, as you ascend higher, the alpine desert and moorland regions get drier and colder. As one might expect from being in an Arctic zone, the peak may be very windy and freezing. Kilimanjaro climbing is like hiking from summer to winter in a few short days. This will also be reflected in your clothing. Technical apparel such as a fleece jacket, waterproof jacket, and many base layers are required. Hats, gloves, a down jacket, and a warm sleeping bag are all necessary pieces of cold weather equipment. What equipment is required for Kilimanjaro climbing? To climb Kilimanjaro, a lot of equipment is needed. While the shared equipment, tents, food, cooking supplies, etc., is provided, you are still responsible for bringing your gear and equipment. The following is a list of essential, suggested, and optional Kilimanjaro climbing gear. Technical apparel 1. A breathable, waterproof jacket with a hood 1. An insulated jacket with a hood, made of down or synthetic 2. A soft jacket made of soft shell or fleece 3. Lightweight, moisture-wicking long-sleeved shirt. Hood preferred 1. Lightweight, moisture-wicking short-sleeved shirt. Optional 1. Breathable, waterproof pants, side zipper suggested. 2. Pants for hiking 1, warm fleece pants 1, shorts not required. 1. Long moisture-wicking underwear 4, moisture-wicking underwear. 3. Women's sport bra. Headwear 1, a brimmed hat to shield against the sun. 1. A knit hat to keep warm, neck gaiter for warmth, wind, and dust. Handwear 1, warm gloves, preferably waterproof. 1. Light, fleece and gloves. Footwear 1, warm waterproof hiking boots or shoes. 4. Wool or synthetic socks. 1. Waterproof gaiters, optional, add-ons. 1. Sunglasses 1, waterproof backpack cover, optional. 1. A 32-ounce Nalgene water bottle 1. 3-litre water bladder, camelback, style. 1. Lightweight, quick-drying towel, optional 1. A pee bottle, as it is advised to avoid leaving the tent at night. To keep equipment dry and separate, use stuff sacks, dry bags, or plastic bags of the Ziploc variety. Although plastic bags are generally prohibited in Tanzania, visitors are allowed to bring Ziploc bags for their personal belongings. Tools. 1. Warm, 4-season sleeping bag. 1. Inflatable sleeping pad, optional, foam pad supplied. 1. An inflatable camp pillow, optional. 1. Collapsible trekking poles, very advised. 1. A headlamp that has additional batteries. 1 70-litre to 90-litre duffel bag for porters to transport your gear, a 30 to 35-litre day pack that can be hired on site to carry your personal belongings, training at altitude. In actuality, someone who is in excellent shape but struggles to adjust would perform worse than someone who is in bad shape but adjusts well. Before your climb, there are steps you may do to pre-acclimate or get ready for high altitude. For example, you can spend a few hours at a high altitude right before your journey. If timing makes that impractical, you can climb a few times to high elevation locations to see how your body reacts. Additionally, you can pre-acclimate in your own home and utilize an altitude training technique. The majority of individuals succeed on the mountain even if they don't pre-acclimate. Therefore, don't be concerned if you are unable to receive exposure or training at high altitudes while preparing. But for almost everyone, we highly suggest longer trips like the 9-day Northern Circuit or 8-day Lemos Show. Because it gives you more time to acclimate, adding days to your climb will nearly always increase your chances of reaching the top. Exercise. A Kilimanjaro training program can help you get ready for the physical demands of climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. In many ways, it is crucial to be in good physical condition. Walking uphill and downhill for extended periods is easier with strong, well-conditioned legs. The body can work effectively with less oxygen when it is generally aerobically fit. Additionally, a healthy body is better equipped to handle the strain of several days of hiking and camping. Lastly, when you're tired and doubtful, an optimistic outlook will help you a lot. What level of fitness is required to climb Kilimanjaro? Answering that question is challenging because each person's experience is unique. We are aware that some people performed exceptionally well despite having little training. Then some trained diligently for a long time and died within a few days due to the altitude. According to marathon runners, climbing Kilimanjaro is the most difficult thing they have ever done. Couch Potatoes, however, reported that it was simpler than they had anticipated. On a scale of 1, easy, to 10, difficult, responders to a survey we conducted gave their ascent an average difficulty rating of 7. Thus, train appropriately, as outlined below, and treat the climb with seriousness. You won't know for sure how you will respond until you are up the mountain, which is a huge unknown. The greatest activity to get ready for Kilimanjaro is hiking. Other operators' websites offer rigorous, comprehensive cross-training programs that include weight training, swimming, biking, jogging, hiking, and other activities. This should not alarm you. Those programs are superfluous and over the top. Hiking is the finest and possibly only workout you need to undertake to adequately prepare for climbing Kilimanjaro. That's what you'll be doing on the mountain after all. To replicate climbing Kilimanjaro, you should ideally attempt to hike as much as you can on hills or mountains. Keep in mind that you will likely be walking at a leisurely pace for extended periods on Mount Kilimanjaro, and your day pack should weigh no more than 20 pounds. It is typically closer to 15 pounds. As a result, it is preferable to increase the time interval and distance while maintaining a slow pace during your training than to decrease the time interval and distance while increasing the pace. However, if you have never hiked before, you should begin with short intervals, a leisurely pace, and no weight in your day pack. Which hikes are best for training? We advise training 3 times a week for a minimum of 1 hour each time. The type of trails that are available to you in your area will largely determine the length, elevation gain, and distance of your sessions. A few miles with a pleasant uphill portion that you could do in an hour or so would be the perfect path. To plan frequent training sessions and monitor your progress, try to discover something that works for you. Additionally, try to find time for longer day walks. This training is excellent. A 4 to 6 hour hike with mild elevation changes, approximately 1,000 feet, 305 meters, and a 20-pound pack would be considered a good day hike. But by all means, take on more difficult trails if you are capable of doing so. What would happen if I had no trails to train on? Training on stairs is the ideal alternative for people without access to trails. On a Stairmaster machine, you can also train rather effectively. Keep in mind that the objective is to replicate climbing Kilimanjaro, so put on your pack and move slowly for a while. For 1 to 2 hours, we advise using a Stairmaster or climbing stairs at a pace of 30 to 45 steps per minute while toting a 20-pound pack. Strive to raise your VO2 max. A person's aerobic capacity or cardiovascular fitness is measured by their VO2 max. In particular, it's the most oxygen your body can consume when working out. VO2 represents volume, O2 oxygen, and max maximum. Because there is less oxygen at high altitudes, your body has to work harder. With each 1,000 feet of elevation gain over 5,000 feet, your VO2 max drops by roughly 3%. This implies that your VO2 max is reduced by almost 45% when you reach the top of Kilimanjaro. Because of this, you can get out of breath on the mountain with no effort. It reduces your aerobic capacity by half. Therefore, starting with a good VO2 max is crucial for performing well up the mountain. Your body is more adept at absorbing oxygen from the atmosphere and supplying it to your muscles if your VO2 max is high. With less effort and weariness, you can work out for longer periods and at a higher intensity. You can hike at a moderate speed and maintain it for a considerable amount of time on the mountain, despite the effects of altitude. You most likely already have a decent VO2 max if you are aerobically fit. However, increasing your VO2 max will make exercising at altitude simpler. Engage in steady-state cardiovascular exercise, such as hiking, to raise your VO2 max. For a long time, steady-state cardio has been low to moderately intense. Are there any other exercises I should perform? We can state with confidence that you don't require the other forms of exercise. Concentrate on your hiking. You can incorporate other forms of exercise as a secondary or supplemental activity if you are already getting a lot of hiking in. However, your hiking training shouldn't be replaced by these other pursuits. We would advise performing these if you choose to cross-train. Weightlifting can help you build more leg strength while running, or interval training can help you increase your aerobic capacity and cardiovascular fitness. Short bursts of high-intensity exercise are interspersed with rest in high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. According to studies, interval training plus steady-state cardio can increase VO2 max more effectively than continuous steady-state cardio by itself. While training, test your equipment. Wearing the boots you plan to climb with during Kilimanjaro training is essential to ensure they are suitably broken in to prevent blisters. Wearing the day pack you want to carry will also help your shoulders, back, and hips adjust to the weight and areas of contact, reducing chafing and stiffness. Try training in all of your other equipment, such as base layers, trekking pants, hats, etc. It's better to know now than on the mountain if a piece of equipment doesn't work for you. How much time should I spend training for Kilimanjaro? Training to climb Kilimanjaro should begin at least 2 months before your trip. This advice, however, varies greatly depending on your present hiking skill and degree of fitness. Our experience allows us to classify our clients into 3 broad groups. 1. Active hikers. These folks are serious trekkers or hikers. They may or may not be accustomed to hiking at high elevations, but they usually know how their bodies react to both uphill and downhill trekking, how fast they can go, and how to rest and replenish their energy. It's unlikely that active hikers will need to make many changes to prepare for Kilimanjaro. Training is about improving their hiking condition because they are already in good form. We would recommend longer day climbs with significant elevation rises and some more difficult excursions for them. To get even stronger, essentially increase the distance, duration, and intensity. 2. Active non-hikers. These are typical, healthy individuals who follow a regular exercise schedule. They might attend aerobic courses, CrossFit, or weightlifting sessions at the gym a few times a week. They may also be bikers, swimmers, or runners. They are regarded as physically fit individuals. They don't hike, though. Although they are in good physical condition, active non-hikers are most likely not in hiking shape. Therefore, their objective is to improve their physical condition so that they can climb Kilimanjaro. As a result, they ought to go from their typical workouts to hiking as their training. 3. Inactive individuals. This applies to everyone else. This is your average sedentary person who doesn't regularly work out. Don't worry if this describes you. In this case, we have successfully led several individuals to the top with no major issues. However, we also don't want to sugarcoat anything. To have a reasonable chance of success, you will need to get in shape. Those who are not active should begin training early. For your ascent, we advise training for 6 to 12 months, progressively increasing your level of fitness. Because injuries are a major setback, take care not to overdo it. The hardest and longest workouts should be done 2 to 4 weeks before travel for everyone. To give your body time to recuperate before your real climb, you should taper off your training over the last 2 weeks and take it easy in the last few days. Right now, maintaining your health and avoiding injuries is more crucial than fitting in a few more sessions. Having a goal in mind is one of the finest ways to motivate change. Booking a Kilimanjaro climb can give you a time, location, and event to prepare for if you're considering climbing the mountain but are hesitant about getting in shape for it. Booking a trip turns it from a conceptual idea into a reality. You'll then be eager to take action, go to the gym, step outside, and make things happen. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to Summit Kilimanjaro for more videos. See you next time.